As a curious pet owner, have you ever taken to the internet for more information? Maybe you want to know why your pet is itchy and what you can do about it. Maybe you're frustrated about the ear infections. Maybe you're looking for ways to make veterinary care more affordable. Instead of wading through a sea of information that may not be reliable and in some cases may be harmful, here is what your vet wants you to know. I'm Dr. Brittany Lancelotti, board-certified veterinary dermatology specialist. Join me to get the information you're looking for to care for your pet. If you're curious about your pet, then your vet wants you to know. As a veterinary dermatologist, I see lots of folks come in having tried to change things up with their pet's food to figure out what is causing their animal's allergies. So today, I'm going to walk you through 3 of the most common mistakes that I see pet owners make when trying to figure out if something in the food is causing allergies in their dog. The first most common mistake that I see people make is switching to a grain-free diet. The evidence shows us that the most common things to trigger reactions in dogs that have a food allergy are beef, chicken, fish, soy, egg, and dairy. And even among those things causing reactions, we are far more likely to see problems from environmental allergens, things like grasses, tree pollens, weeds, dust mites, humans, than we are to see problems from food allergies. There's a reason why this myth persists. Marketing during the grain-free craze led many pet owners to believe that their pets were having allergic reactions to grains in the food, or their grains were feeding the yeast. Yes, there are some pets who have allergies to grains, and I'm sorry if your pet is one of them. But the evidence overwhelmingly tells us that proteins are most likely to cause reactions in animals that have a food allergy. And environmental allergies like grasses, trees, weeds, dust mites, human dander, these are much more likely to cause allergies in dogs and cats than food allergies are. It's also important to know that concerns exist over grain-free diets being associated with dilated cardiomyopathy. This is a heart condition not fully understood that if caught early can be reversed with diet change. A recent review of grain-free diets in the journal Animals concluded that grain-free diets pose clear risks, particularly the potential association with dilated cardiomyopathy in dogs. And additionally, the presence or absence of grains in the diet does not mitigate the risks of allergies. I talk quite a bit about balancing benefit and risk on this show, and right now the evidence says that the benefit of grain-free diets is not there, while there is a significant risk. I do not recommend switching your pet to a grain-free diet if you are trying to figure out what they are allergic to. The second most common mistake that I see pet owners make when trying to figure out if their dog has a food allergy is simply cutting out chicken from the diet. The evidence shows us that beef is actually the #1 allergen identified in dogs, as identified in the critically appraised topic that was published in BMC Veterinary Journal. Beef was found as a trigger in about 34% of dogs with food allergies, followed by dairy at about 17%. Only 15% of dogs with food allergies had a reaction to chicken, and less than that, coming in at 13%, was allergies to wheat. Everything else that dogs reacted to were identified at a much lower percentage. More bad news when it comes to trying to avoid chicken in the diet. Many pet owners switch to other sources of protein that are close enough in protein structure that the pet actually still has an allergic reaction. This may happen when a dog with a chicken allergy gets put on a turkey or a duck-based diet, or a dog with a beef allergy eats venison or pork or dairy products. A prescription food from your veterinarian is the most helpful diet if you really want to stop the most possible food reactions in a dog that has a food allergy. It's also the most helpful tool for figuring out if your pet even has a food allergy. Even if you pick a non-prescription food that makes the claim of being single protein or a limited ingredient, many of these diets have been found to contain additional proteins that aren't listed on the label. And these contaminants come from other batches of food that have been processed on the same equipment, causing a potential risk for highly sensitive food allergic animals if they come in contact with those contaminant proteins. The third most common mistake I see pet owners make when they are trying to figure out what their animal is allergic to is doing a blood test for food allergies. Unfortunately, the evidence shows us that blood tests, hair tests, saliva tests, none of these are accurate for the diagnosis of food allergies in dogs or cats. The gold standard for figuring out if your pet has a food allergy, and if so, what they are allergic to, is an 8 to 12 week elimination diet trial performed under the supervision of your veterinarian using either a hydrolyzed protein diet or a novel protein diet. These diet trials can be tough to perform, and it's helpful to have someone who is knowledgeable about allergies and can give you guidance so that you don't make common mistakes. mistakes. I highly recommend you subscribe to our channel or take a listen to episode 17 of our podcast, all about diet trials and the most common ways that people make mistakes along the way. We really want to get you a good answer when it comes to an elimination diet trial. So make sure you subscribe so we can give you that good information. If you are looking to work with a veterinary dermatologist, you can visit the website, yourvetwantsyouToknow.com/resources, and find a veterinary dermatologist local to you. If you are in Los Angeles, I'd be happy to see your pet. Come schedule an appointment with me or one of the other veterinary dermatologists at Veterinary Skin and Ear. I'll have a link to our hospital in the show notes. Food and environmental allergies can be frustrating, but knowing the facts makes all the difference. Don't waste your time or money chasing myths. Your pet needs relief now. Partner with your vet for testing, for treatment, for individualized plans that will get your pet the relief that they are looking for. For more tips, tricks, and myth busting, subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out our podcast for full episodes.